Hello students, welcome to my channel Science World, and if you find this video useful then please like, comment and subscribe my channel. Okay, in this video we are going to read about, or we are going to discuss about common examples and characteristics of chemical changes. In our last video we have discussed about the rusting of iron. Okay, so the chemical changes are the changes that in which the chemical properties and the chemical composition of the substance changes, and no one or more than one new substances may form. Okay, that is the chemical change. Now what are the chemical characteristics of chemical changes? The first is the chemical reaction takes place between two or more substances. So it is not needed that only two substances are required. Two or more than two substances may also take part in a chemical reaction. Okay, this is the first property. Then new substance with different properties than original substance are formed. The whatever new substance is there, suppose we take example of forming of carbon dioxide. So carbon plus O2, so it gives CO2, that is carbon dioxide. This is a simple reaction. Okay, so this new substance which is formed is totally different from these original substances. So carbon is an element, oxygen is also an element, but oxygen is in gaseous form. Okay, so when it reacts with carbon, it gives carbon dioxide, which is a gas form, and its properties are totally different from carbon and oxygen. So new substance has different properties than the original substance. Okay, then permanent change. Chemical reaction or chemical changes are the permanent changes. They cannot be reversed. Okay, they are permanent changes. Like cooking of food, suppose we cook dal or we cook rice, then we cannot get the uncooked or raw rice or pulses back. That is a permanent change. Okay, then next is large amount of heat is absorbed or given out or evolved during the change. Many chemical reactions are there in which heat is absorbed, and some are there in which heat is evolved or heat is given off during the changes. Okay, that means the reaction may be endothermic or exothermic. Okay, endothermic means heat is involved or absorbed, and exothermic means heat is evolved or given out. So endothermic or exothermic. Then a chemical change is also accompanied by, now see, when there is a chemical change, during that change many changes occur. During that reaction many changes occur, such as formation, sometimes formation of gas is there. For example, when a drop of acid, dilute acid, is added to lime water, when drop of acid is added to lime water means chuna. Okay, chuna, it lime water is made from chuna or lime. Okay, so this carbon dioxide is evolved in this reaction. Carbon dioxide is formed. Or you can take the example of ENO. When we add ENO in water, then what happens? Bubbles come out, and these bubbles are of carbon dioxide. So carbon dioxide is evolved in this reaction. And what is ENO? ENO is means just the mixture of soda and citric acid. Okay, so soda and citric acid, when they are added to the water, then carbon dioxide gas is evolved. Okay, so formation of gas is there, and we can say it is a neutralization reaction. Addition of soda and citric acid in water is the neutralization reaction. Then change in smell also there. Sometimes pleasant smell comes out, sometimes pungent, or we can say strong smell comes out. The smell may given off when changes occur. So spoiling of food, you can see, suppose food is spoiled, then it gives a pungent smell, strong smell comes out from that food, and this change is undesirable change, spoiling of food. Okay, then we have heat, light, sound, energy. Heat may be formed, light may be formed, or sound energy may be formed during the chemical change. It may be absorbed or evolved. So when we burn wood, LPG gas, kerosene, or firecrackers, or any other thing, when we burn, then heat is given out, light is given out. Okay, and when we burst crackers, then sound is also given out. So heat, light, and sound may be absorbed or evolved during the chemical change. Then there is change in color also. See, rusting example we have seen in last video. Rusting is the example in which the color of the iron changes. First it is iron is of gray color, and when it is after rusting, the color of rust is brownish, or we can say reddish brown. Okay, then blackening of surfaces of cut vegetables and fruits. Suppose you cut a vegetable or fruit like banana, or you can cut apple and keep it for a while in open space, then what will happen, that cut part of the fruit will become blackish. So this blackening of the surfaces of cut vegetables and fruits is also a chemical change, and it is change in color. Okay, so these are the changes that take place during a chemical change. Now there are some common examples of chemical changes, so we will see one by one. Okay, so burning of candle. Here what happens when we burn a candle, it is a chemical change, and the wax burns to produce carbon dioxide and water vapor, and the wick means the thread inside the candle, that wick burns to produce ash. When it is totally burned, it gives out, or it produces ash. Okay, the new substances that are produced during this burning of candle are totally different in composition and properties from the wax and the wick. Okay, then heat and light energies are given off during the burning of candle, and this change is not reversed. Once the candle is burned, then it cannot be get back. Okay, similarly the busting of firecrackers or fireworks is an example. During this change, the heat, light, and sound are produced, plus the unpleasant gases also come out which pollute the atmosphere, and there is a smell of that gases in the atmosphere. Okay, so all types of burning is a chemical change. All types of burnings are chemical changes. Okay, then we have photosynthesis. You have already learned about the photosynthesis, that carbon dioxide and water is used in presence of sunlight to make the glucose and oxygen. Okay, so oxygen is given off during this reaction. So photosynthesis is performed by the plants, and it is carried out by the leaves of the plants. Okay, so in photosynthesis, see, carbon dioxide is in gaseous form, water vapors are there, or we can say water is there which is in liquid form, and the glucose is formed and oxygen is evolved. Means the properties of glucose and oxygen are totally different than the original substances that are used in the photosynthesis, that is carbon dioxide and water. Okay, and energy is released in this process. This change is also irreversible. It is not reversible. This is irreversible change. Okay, then we have digestion of food. In the stomach, we have a number of chemical changes. The food breaks into simpler substances, and it is impossible to get back the original food whatever we have eaten. Okay, and the new substances have different chemical properties and different composition compared to the food. Whatever food, suppose you have eaten fruits, okay, then in our body or in our digestive system, it is converted into different sugars. Okay, it is converted into sugar. So the properties of fruits is totally different from the properties of sugar. Okay, so digestion of food is also a chemical change, and it is also irreversible. Once the food is digested, it cannot be reversed back. Okay, then we have fermentation of food. Fermentation of food produces gases with foul smell. Foul smell means unpleasant smell. Okay, foul, foul smell. So this involves a chemical change when new substances are produced. And fermented food becomes warm. Fermented food becomes warm means it is an exothermic reaction. Heat is given out. It is an exothermic reaction. Okay, then when fruits and vegetables, I have already told you previously that their cut surfaces become blackish. Okay, that is also because they come in contact with the air. Okay, then here we can see idli batter is the good example of fermentation of food. Idli batter, no, we eat idli, no, so that batter has to be fermented before preparing these idlis. So during this fermentation, what happens? Carbon dioxide is given out, and this carbon dioxide is given out because of the bacteria which are in the batter, and these bacteria when they do respiration and they grow in the idli batter, they multiply, and during this process carbon dioxide is given out, and that's why that food that idli batter, it becomes fluffy because of this fermentation. Okay, so this is very important change, that is desirable change. Okay, other chemical changes are also there, like respiration in plants and animals, ripening of food, germination of seeds, growing plants and animals. These all are chemical changes. Okay, there are some chemical reactions which are performed in the laboratory, and we should know about them. So we will discuss here two reactions. Okay, so first one is burning of magnesium. What is magnesium? Magnesium is a silvery white metal, and a small thin strip of magnesium is taken and cleaned with sandpaper, because it becomes dull due to the coating of dust or a layer of oxide on it. So before using, it should be cleaned with the sandpaper. Okay, so this strip of magnesium is held with a pair of tongs and brought near the tip of the candle flame. Okay, near the candle flame. So this is the magnesium strip, and it is burned on the candle flame. Okay, it burns with dazzling white light. Dazzling white light. Dazzling means shiny, we can say. Okay, shiny white light, and it changes into powder like substance. It changes into powder like substance, that is ash. Magnesium changes into ash. So what is the chemical reaction that takes place here? See, the dazzling white light emitted by burning of magnesium is harmful for our eyes. But why? Before that we will see the chemical reaction. So magnesium, that is Mg, when it burned, means it is reacting with the oxygen in the air, and it forms magnesium oxide, MgO. So magnesium, when it reacts with oxygen, it forms magnesium oxides. Okay, so and why it is harmful? That dazzling white light emitted during the burning of magnesium is harmful for our eyes, because and because of that we should wear special glasses while performing this experiment. Okay, so there should be precaution should be taken before performing this experiment in the laboratory. Okay, then again if this ash is formed here, if this ash is mixed or dissolved in water, where? In water. If this ash means what? Magnesium oxide, this MgO, magnesium oxide, when it is dissolved in water, that is H2O, it gives magnesium hydroxide, MgOH2. it gives magnesium hydroxide, and magnesium hydroxide is a basic substance. And how you will check it? We will check it with the litmus paper. Red litmus will turn blue in the solution of this magnesium oxide. Okay, magnesium hydroxide, sorry. So magnesium hydroxide, when added or dissolved in water, it gives magnesium hydroxide, and it changes red litmus blue because it is a basic substance. Okay, so these are the chemical reactions. Then we have formation of CO2 and how to test it. Okay, so when vinegar, you know, it is acetic acid. Okay, and baking soda means hydrogen bicarbonate. Okay, so when we add a spoonful of vinegar, and we add in a beaker containing baking soda. Okay, so when this vinegar and baking soda, they are added in a beaker, what happens? Carbon dioxide and water is formed. This is a neutralization reaction because vinegar is an acid and baking soda is a base. So carbon dioxide is given out and water is formed, means the effect of this vinegar and baking soda is neutralized. Okay, then suppose we have to check that how the that this carbon dioxide is evolved. Then what we can do? We have to pass this carbon dioxide into the lime water, test tube containing lime water, and suppose we pass this carbon dioxide into this lime water, then what will happen? It will become milky. This lime water turns milky. Okay, so what chemical reaction takes place there? See, carbon dioxide plus CaOH2. CaOH2 means lime water. So when carbon dioxide is passed into the lime water, then it gives off calcium carbonate. Okay, it gives calcium carbonate and water. So the milky part that we can see here, it is calcium carbonate. Okay, this is one reaction. Then we have last reaction here, that is ozone. Ozone, you know, it is a gas, and it is present in the atmosphere, and this is the reaction of breaking down of ozone into the oxygen. The ozone layer present in the atmosphere, it acts, this ozone layer, it is present in the atmosphere, and it acts as a protective shield against the harmful ultraviolet radiations. Okay, so it comes out from this, it comes from the sun. These ultraviolet radiations come from the sun. This, what happens? This ozone absorbs this radiation. Ozone absorbs this ultraviolet radiations and breaks down it into oxygen, and oxygen is a new substance. Okay, and therefore a chemical reaction takes place during the change. The ozone layer thus acts as a new natural shield to all the forms of the life on the earth. Okay, so ozone is very important layer. Okay, so these are the some chemical reactions performed in the laboratories. Now the why these chemical changes are useful in our daily life? Because these chemical changes, because of these chemical changes, medicines are manufactured, medicines are prepared, then plastic is manufactured, detergents, food items, and many other things are manufactured with the help of these different chemical changes. So chemical changes are important for us. Okay, so here we have come to the end. We will meet again in our next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.